So, JCB has recently brought out this new, well, it's an old feature, but it's newly added to JCB to place the filters at the top of the admin list view instead of on the side as it's been. So I want to quickly show you how all that is done. So first of all, make sure you've got version 2.12.2 installed. This is the version that has this new update in it, and anything after, of course, but make sure you have this this or later installed. Then you would go to your component, and there's two places you can make changes to the component with regards to this function. The one is per view and the other one is per field. The per view function change allows you either to move the filters from the side to the top, or obviously keep it on the side. So the old filters implementation will still work for those of you who like it. Do note that though, going to Joomla 4, that would be discontinued. Whereas with the new filters, then at the top you also have in the new filters the option to use multiple selection or single selection. Now single selection makes you select one item, like for example you could select one company or one author, okay? Whereas the multiple selection allows you to select more than one option. So you select that option and that option, so you could select more than one option, and with that it refreshes the selection search. And if, let's see here, yeah, so that's the multiple selection option and the single select option. That's only available with the new filters or the top filter implementation. So how to get the top filter implementation in a specific view? You'd go to the components admin views, and you will see, let's see here, there is a filter type above new been added. Let's zoom out a little here. Okay, you can see that this is the filter type above new. If this view is a little cramped up for you, there's another option in JCB that I actually use a lot because my screen size is smaller, and it doesn't make sense for me to have it so large. So I would usually go to the back to the admin area and make the default the repeatable UI kit option. Save and close. And if I open it up now, it looks more convenient for me anyway. Okay, so there's the option. If you use the side old, it will just stay the way it was, whereas if you use the above new, this is the new filter type to JCB. It's not new to Joomla. It's become the default for Joomla, whereas the old one used to be the previous way that they did that. And you can then save and close out of here with this new option selected. Then you can actually go to the actual view, and in this specific component we don't have really a realistic choice to make use of the multiple selection, because we only have one filter which is a yes or no, so it doesn't make sense to have multiple on this one. But this is where you would set the multiple filter option. So if you have like a list field, that has multiple options and you want to be able to select between them more than one at a time, then you use this multiple option. You don't set it in the field. If you set a list field to be multiple in the field, it can't be used as a filter because it saves the data as a JSON object, and its SQL doesn't deal well with that as a filter. And so in that case, you can still use your list field as a single selection as we usually would for a filter implementation. And then here you can have multiple, which then makes it possible to, in the list view, select multiple of that values and filter by those. Okay, so that's setting it per filter, per a field actually, and then you can simply compile the component and install it to see it in action. So we go to demo and looks, and there we go. The new field filtering is at the top of this list. If you don't have any items, you'll need to create one so that you can see the list in action. So here we have our, I see we're missing that filter that I set up earlier. Let's look at that. I see why. We didn't add it to the show in list views. This is quite important. If you want a filter to function, it should be either added as an associative field or it should be in the list view itself. And what do I mean by an associative field? Well, let me do this and show you the associate field quickly. So an associate field is this one, which has a relationship. So I can open it and add the field to another field, which in this case I'll just use description, and here I'll use the where is it now? That's the first option, and then in the view do some code. That's ugly, can't see it behind this video here. So here we go, we've got a break, and we can use just that to quickly demonstrate. So you have a description and you have the radio. Now, because this is for this relationship here, which makes an associate of the description field, you will actually see the filter in the list view. We'll just compile that again, and it should be ready to go. I should have refresh here. And now you see that option is here, and we only have one value which is set to no, and so it will only show this one. If you have two values, which then the one being yes, we now have two, so if we select none, we see both of them, and we'll have the option to select yes to filter just by that one. Okay, so that's the new filter options. It has been long in the making and took quite some time. I was just so busy, but it's now in the repository and it's functional quite well. We tried to make it as painless as possible. And if you have anything that come up or any issues, please do open an issue on GitHub and we'll look at it. Until next time, take care.